All right, let's get right into it. We have all been there, right? You dig up a classic piece of hardware, maybe an old graphics card you absolutely loved, and you think, yes, I'm going to bring this thing back to life. But then you hit a wall, a big digital brick wall called a missing driver. Well, don't you dare toss that tech just yet. We're about to go on a little digital expedition together. We're going to dive deep into some of the internet's forgotten corners, and I'm going to show you exactly where and how to unearth those drivers that seem impossible to find. And look, this isn't just about saving some old tech. It's about saving you money and bringing a cherished piece of hardware back from the brink. And this is the most important thing to remember. What looks like a total hardware failure is, a lot of the time, just a software issue you can actually solve. So today, we're not hardware engineers. Nope, we're digital archaeologists. And we're on a quest to find that one missing link that'll bring your GPU back to its former glory. So let's start digging. Okay, our first stop is the most official one you can make. It's a place you might not even know exists. This huge official repository where old drivers and updates go to live out their days. So say hello to the Microsoft Update Catalog. Now, this is not your everyday Windows update. Think of it more like a massive, searchable database. And the key phrase to notice here is legacy devices. For that old printer, that sound card, and especially for that GPU that Windows has totally forgotten about, this is your primary dig site. And you know what? Using it is super straightforward. You just head to the website, type in the name of your hardware, and start looking through the results. Now, the one thing you have to get right is matching the driver to your system. Like, you'll need the x64 version for a 64-bit system. Then you just hit download. In a perfect world, our quest ends right here. But let's be real for a second. We're talking about retro tech here. The world is not always that perfect. And sometimes, even Microsoft's gigantic archive comes up empty. So what do you do when the official path is a total dead end? We go deeper. We leave the official channels behind, and we venture into the territory that's curated by the true keepers of digital history, the enthusiasts. So the manufacturer has moved on. The official support has completely vanished into the digital ether. And that's where the real magic happens. The community, they provide a path. They preserved a digital history that would have been completely lost otherwise. And this is where you really see the power of the community. Sites like Phil's Computer Lab, for example, are run by these incredibly passionate experts who have spent years building these colossal libraries of drivers. And this is so important, because as companies drop support, these enthusiasts become the unofficial librarians of tech history. And they don't just have GPU drivers. They have stuff for ancient sound cards, obscure motherboards, you name it. For a lot of old hardware, these archives are literally the only place left to find what you need. But look, finding the archive is just the start. Now you have to find the right file in a potentially huge list of options, and that means you've got to learn to read the clues. Seriously, you can't just grab the first file you see and hope for the best. An incorrect driver, it won't work. And in a worst-case scenario, it could even cause some system instability. Precision is everything here. You have to match the digital artifact to the hardware perfectly. So these fan archives, they usually lay out the info something like this. You'll see the driver version, when it was released, and a list of the specific GPUs it supports. You've got to scan that list really carefully for the exact model of your card. So, for example, driver version 4523 from way back in 2003 is for a GeForce 4, but there's no way it's going to work for a 7800 GT from 2005. So here's the best way to think about it. This isn't just a boring list of files, it's your treasure map. Every little detail, the version number, the date, that hardware list is a clue that's guiding you to the treasure. Follow it exactly, and you'll find what you're looking for. And once you've found that treasure, well, there's only one thing left to do. Bring your hardware back to life. This is it. This is the final, most rewarding moment of our entire quest. All right, so depending on where you found your file, you'll probably have one of a few types. An exe file is the easiest. You just run it. But for a .cab or .msu file, which you often get from that Microsoft catalog, you'll probably need to install it manually through the Windows Device Manager. But once that's done, your GPU should flicker to life, recognized by the system, and ready to go. And that's it. You've done it. You've ventured into the digital archives, you deciphered the clues, and you rescued a piece of tech history from the landfill. That old hardware isn't a paperweight anymore. It's a functioning part of your system once again. And that just leaves us with one final thought.
Now that you know how to hunt, now that you know how to be a digital archaeologist, what other forgotten treasures are out there, just waiting for the right person with the right driver to discover them? The hunt is on.